Welcome to New York's #2 sports show. The Giants and Wink Martindale are parting ways. Wink Martindale has resigned as Giants defensive coordinator. And Jay Glazer, who reported this, must have been a couple months ago, was correct. And he's, of course, a trusted source and basically said that it wasn't even definite that Wink Martindale was going to last the rest of the season. Clearly, Brian Daboll and Wink Martindale, hopefully we'll find out the details at some point as far as what led to them kind of being at odds, but clearly they didn't see eye to eye. I think that we can kind of make that assumption. Daboll, they had a press conference this morning, and, he said that he expects Martindale and Mike Kafka, the offensive coordinator, to both be back, but, never felt really strongly about that. And so, he's kind of, to the media, kind of putting it all on Wink. But who knows what to believe. But this does suck. Not that the Giants statistically were anywhere near among the great defenses in the league the last two seasons. But, I liked what Wink Martindale brought to the table, had a very unique defensive scheme. He brought the pressure to the offense. He didn't sit back. He liked to blitz. We'll see where they go from here. I think Leslie Frazier is like someone from the outside that might make sense, as there's a Buffalo Bills connection there with Joe Shane and Brian Daboll. So I could see that. Maybe they stay in-house. Maybe they promote from within. Maybe Andre Patterson is someone that comes to mind. But it'll be different. Like, whoever is the one that replaces Wink, this will be a different looking defense. So it's interesting. Like, Giants have had a couple of defensive coordinators that I've liked the last couple, Patrick Graham and Wink Martindale. And with Patrick Graham, it made sense, right? Considering that, him and Joe Judge were together, like, you really weren't going to keep Graham beyond that regime ending. But with Wink, I like the hiring, but, in some circles, is Wink Martindale maybe a little overrated? Maybe. And you look at the Baltimore Ravens, they had really good defenses under Wink Martindale, but now the last couple of years, really this year, they have a very, very good defense. So with similar personnel, right? Not all the same. So that's not a great look on Wink. But, you just hope for Brian Daboll's sake, and I like Brian Daboll, but you hope that for him that just working with people and working with his coaches, that's something that is, that will be not a deterrent, right? And, was getting along with people in the building is very, very key. And we don't know the details, right? But so to take this a step further, the Giants fired special teams coordinator Thomas McGaughey, which was absolutely the right thing to do. And for McGaughey, let me just see one thing here with him. So he had been the special teams coordinator since the Pat Shurmur regime. So Shurmur, Judge, and they stuck with him again with Daboll, but the Giants special teams has not really been good. It just hasn't been. So this made sense. But the point is, Kafka's potentially the only one of the three coordinators that'll be back. And even that, I don't think we can say with 100% certainty. There is still a chance that even he is maybe let go, or they kind of part ways. So I don't know. But McGaughey fired. Bobby Johnson, who the offensive line coach, he was also fired, and that was completely deserved. The offensive line has really shown next to no progress under Bobby Johnson. Just think about, Tyree Phillips leaves to go to the Eagles for a little bit, for a couple months. He was with the Giants, leaves, and he made improvements, more so than anyone else. So Bobby Johnson, I think that was an easy fire. Guys are just not really developing. Evan Neal, I don't think John Michael Schmitz necessarily developed from the start of the year to the end. Josh Azudu. So that is, he was let go, and deservedly so. Also, the Giants fired. And this is Black Monday in the NFL. This is not uncommon. Drew Wilkins, outside linebackers coach, he was let go, and him and Wink are close. Like Wink, I think, always has Drew Wilkins on his staff. So like that was a little bit of a tip right there. But Drew Wilkins, like that was deserved in terms of production, right? I mean, Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari, Jihad Ward, just not good enough. Just not even close to good enough. And like, is that a player issue? Very much so it might be. But at the end of the day, like the coaches are the ones that take the hit. So a lot of movement beyond Wink Martindale. But that's the big one, right? I mean, Thomas McGaughey, all the other ones that happened, McGaughey, there may have been some others that I'm not discussing, or guys that have moved on for different positions elsewhere. But McGaughey, Johnson, Wilkins, like, yeah, I can't argue with those guys being fired. But with Martindale, that's unideal, I would say. I was hoping that they'd be able to find a way to make it work, but that was not going to happen. And again, that Jay Glazer report, he's in the know. And when he said that, you had a good feeling. The fact that he said that there was a chance that Wink wouldn't even make it out of the season kind of said all you needed to know right there. So now we'll find out, maybe not so soon, who the next defensive coordinator will be. And that will be an important decision because, again, Wink, like, this is not a defense that you could just easily replace. So, again, I think Leslie Frazier is someone that makes sense and will definitely be in the running, but we'll see what they decide to do. But day after the season, Giants are making some changes, and Wink Martindale is out as New York Giants defensive coordinator.